Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. We're getting into the last chapters. I think we have 3 more chapters and then the happy end for Kuroba's route. A lot of stuff happened last time. A lot of stuff. A lot of terrifying stuff. So, yeah, Nagusa was lurking around. Olympia, or Byakuya, finally showed up at the cottage and did a bad thing. He threatened Byakuya to give herself up in order to save Kuroba. And I can't believe she agreed to it. And but luckily, just in the nick of time, she was saved. Not by Kuroba. Usually in those situations, I would expect the man of the hour to come in and save the day. Of all things, she got saved by Haku. She got saved by spontaneous disease. And then yeah, we went to Kuroba. We had an angry / romantic scene there, and then yeah, we talked to Doma a bit, and I'm kind of on Doma's side. He's just yeah, just let Nagusa just fall to his fate here. But no, I guess we're gonna try to save him. I guess, yeah. So Byakuya is gonna try to probably convince Kuroba to make the life-saving medicine. I think I'm still kind of mad about it. Really? Are we gonna save Nagusa? Are we gonna be that person? I think we should just, if we're really gonna save him, we should just have him take the medicine that turns his features black, and then he can live like that. But anyway, I guess Byakuya could not make that ruthless decision, so let us start this next chapter, Ikimizu. Huh? So bright. Wakey wakey, shake and bakey. Morning?
Ibe, how are you feeling?
Good morning, Daifuku. I must have fallen asleep last night. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. I lay my hand down near Daifuku, who has curled into a ball next to my pillow, so he can climb up my arm. Alright, today's another day. Looks like the sun is fine today. Yeah, the sun didn't curse this world for what almost happened to Byakuya. The sky was clear and the ocean sparkled in the light. Maybe because I was forgetful, or maybe because the bright sun cheered me up, but I didn't feel so heavy anymore. Yeah, I just slept on it. Of course, nothing has changed. I have to do something. I wonder if he's here. But he does live in his laboratory, doesn't he? Unless he has a room. Just a room that he probably never uses. After taking a bath to cleanse my body and mind, I came here with Daifuku to see him. He threatened you. He forced himself on you and tried to defile you. He sure did. I must be a much more devious, cruel, and cowardly woman than I thought. After all, I felt my heart leap with joy from seeing that glimpse of his true feelings. Oh, she's like, oh, he's angry on my behalf. Oh, he feels something. He's not just throwing me to the wolves. Which is why I want to do what I can to not let things end here. Sorry for coming so early, but are you awake? I am. Alright. Are we gonna get working on this cure? Huh? The room had always been cluttered from the start. But today there seemed to be much more scattered around the place. Is he making something? Yeah. I mean that's the point, right? That's what you said. You wanted to save him. Kuroba, you didn't... He took a test tube into his hand and gazed at it. I had some time to think about things last night. With all due honesty, all I feel towards the guy who tried to rape you is hatred and disgust. I mean, I'm same. Even at this moment, I think he should die. Those are my real feelings. But that said, I can't abandon a patient suffering from Haku. Well, alright, your doctor's oath. Here. Even after everything, all is said and done, like, he tried to execute you. He tried to do that to Byakuya, and alright, you still save him from Haku. If this works and he recovers, maybe I'll kill him with my bare hands. For now, though, I want to save him. I felt something hard inside of me melt at his words and flow away. Saving Nagusa meant we would probably be thrown in harm's way again. I know, the ungrateful little bastard. But we need to do what we can. Sorry for being a spineless coward. Although he chuckled scornfully to himself, I knew he was only fulfilling his duty as a doctor. I was sure of it. I would say, like, just develop the cure and be like, oops, we're a day late. Like, we can still work on it. It's like, just delay the release a bit. I actually thought about killing him myself, too. You can't and you won't. But I can! I took a deep breath. I have the power of Batsu. I was surprised to see Kuroba look as if he knew. I mean, is it like documented? I mean, we did like unleash it on Doma. I think I should apologize. I actually read about that in the Kodawari confidential files. Alright, so he knows she could protect herself, but I mean, with all the experience now he knows that she won't, even if she can. Huh? Come to think of it, I remember the files I saw on his table the other day. But the information was so fragmented, no different from rumors or lore. There wasn't enough evidence to validate it as fact. But just enough that, like, if Byakuya says it, they're like, alright, must be true. In it, there were several references to the women consuming souls, so I thought maybe. Yes, that's right. Consuming. Like, are the women the white, like, man-eaters? I took another deep breath. I was afraid to tell him. But I needed him to know everything about me. Which is why I almost killed Doma when I was little. Oh, that's a surprise? I thought maybe that would be documented. It was back when I was 10 years old. I escaped from the manor to try to go back to Tennyo Island. He apprehended me, and during the process, I destroyed his left hand. I didn't know that. But I can't use it freely like Himika does. I can only use it when I sense danger. And, like, to a child, that just felt like danger. Even though Doma didn't mean it like that. I don't think Doma is, like, actually a threat to Byakuya. I mean, like, yeah, after, like, that Nagusa thing where he's like, yeah, just say you didn't make it in time. I'm like, alright. Alright, Doma. I know your game. Tsukiyomi told me it's to help protect me. Yesterday afternoon, Nagusa suddenly came to my hideout at the Cape. I hurriedly wiped the tears from my eyes, recalling the horrendous words he said then. I thought seriously about using my power to kill him. If fate had only shifted slightly, he would already be gone from this world. Aren't the women of the white frightening? Oh, okay. It's like whoosh. Close off. I have a favor to ask. Please examine my white blood. You're free to do as you wish with my body. Oh, don't say those words in front of your boyfriend. Oh, Daifuku's there. Oh boy, the mouse is gonna watch. Like that doctor said, maybe my blood can help. I don't know anyone on Tennyo Island who had Haku. Just like all of you are just naturally healthy. No Haku? Even with the island so close to each other? Like maybe because they're isolated, but they also did like they did ferry men like over to the island. So, I mean, like they did coexist with each other. None that I can recall, at least. We didn't even have doctors around. Kuroba's eyes widened. So it wasn't that Tennyo Island's medical records were confidential. There wasn't any illness to begin with. It's like paradise there, jeez. I've gotten hurt before, but I don't recall ever getting sick. I think it was the same with everyone else. What an island. Please find a cure, a medicine, anything. And save Nagusa. Yeah, saying those words are just ick. You're a better person than I, Byakuya. Something sweet. Alright, down in Yomi. I'm gonna go to the bathhouse. I want to eat something tasty right now. Oh, did you take a blood sample? I was like, oh, is your blood sugar down? I wobbled over to Yomi after leaving the laboratory. It was the first time I've had my blood sample taken, but I never thought it'd make me this hungry. Well, at least it didn't hurt much. I guess he is good with that syringe. He's good at poking things. Injections hurt everyone, but I can make this syringe feel like a feather. I felt my heart getting warm from the memory of his smile back then. Dr. Kuroba. I don't know anything about medicine, but I hope my blood will help in some way. Daifuku, we're almost at the bathhouse. Let's fill ourselves up with good food, okay?
Absolutely.
I rubbed Daifuku's head when... It's like shoujo, Tanji's son of the Red? Lady Olympia! Ah, are you shoujo? I can't tell, you have no portrait. His color traits made it clear. His hair was the same color as Tanji's, a shade of red lighter than Akaza's. His face took after his father's too. The only difference was the mark on his cheek. I'm sorry I couldn't give my thanks to you sooner. I'm sorry for the trouble my father caused. Not at all. Did you get the letter I left you? Yes, I certainly did. He was complaining to me as usual. His bright smile made me chuckle. I could see he got a smile from his father too. I really appreciate what you've done for us. I never expected to see the day I could communicate with my father like this. I'd be more than happy to deliver any letter you have. He nodded shyly, then continued. I'm thinking about bringing change to Yomi with Kaina and Aohito. I held my breath, staring at him. You may have heard already, but I once injured a person from the blue. To be honest, I had my differences with the other colors as well. I was proud of being a red, but at the same time I felt inferior. Kept telling myself I wasn't cursed and I was no different from anyone else. But after talking to Kaina and Aohito of things have been great. Alright, it's like we got an alliance with the red, blue, and yellow, but unfortunately they're in Yomi and can't like do anything. There's no such thing as color class in Yomi, and the fact that all the colors are equal made this place better than I thought. I don't think I'd ever want to return to the surface as a red, but that doesn't mean I've lost my pride. Just means I'm gonna do what I can down here in Yomi. Yeah, you guys have it like bad together. It's You guys still shouldn't be down here. Like, you guys need a little bit more freedom. I somehow managed to keep myself from crying. He's making the best of things. I was sure things would change for the better. Both on the surface and in Yomi. That's great to hear. I'll be cheering you on, and I'll do my best too. Alright, ganbatte, Byakuya. The day went by. Now it's night. The sun set again without mercy. Well, back here late at night. I wonder how things are going. I was back here after finishing my deliveries for the day. I know it's not a good idea to rush him, but I'm sure having a casual chat would be fine. Oh yes, casual chat. Yeah, I mean, if they're alone together, I expect something to happen. Good evening. I didn't hear a reply. Is he sleeping? Is he sleeping? Or maybe he's out for dinner. Oh, hi. Come in. That doesn't sound good. Is he hitting the block here? I mean, you can't just like make a cure overnight. You've been like trying for ages. Oh, I'm sorry to bother you like this. Here, I brought you some shrimp rice crackers. I thought maybe you might like a snack. Your blood didn't work. Well, you tried a lot of things. I set the paper bag of snacks on his desk and slowly walked toward him. The Iroha flower is definitely an anti-inflammatory agent. You remember the day we swam in the sea, and I said I might find a new cure soon? Well, turns out the results weren't what I expected. I see. Since I have you here, I may as well explain to you the gist of Tokiji Kutan. I told you before that Haku is a bacteria. The cure we're working on would get rid of it from inside a patient's body. Making Tokiji Kutan is simple. We mix a blood plasma substitute with Sho. Blood plasma makes up about half the body's blood. We basically melt the Sho into that. What's interesting is, nothing happens if the Sho are only one or two colors. But when multiple colors are blended together, a chemical reaction occurs, creating a single substance. We then blend that with medicinal compounds to finally create what we call Tokiji Kutan. He pointed to a small jar inside a thick glass beside him. Okay. This is the Haku bacteria. Oh god, don't drop it. Huh? The hospital extracts the bacteria from those who have died for medical research. It weakens quickly when extracted from the human body, so it's difficult to store long term. Since hauling dead bodies to the Kodawari is frowned upon, I visit the hospital on my walks to get some samples. That's why I saw him visiting the hospital. Oh. Well, see ya. I've got a date. Yeah, with a dead body. You should have told me it was a date with bacteria. Is there like an otome game like that? I think it was actually like a creepy otome game. Well, not really like an otome game, just like a horror where like you date. It was either a bacteria or like an amoeba. I think it was like a brain parasite or something. Or like faintly like remembering it was like very weird. And, like very hallucinogenic. Anyway. We tried to create an antibiotic after examining the molecular structure of the Haku bacteria. But for some reason, nothing seemed to work. Our only means is to cure it after symptoms appear. He picked up a test tube with some black liquid inside. You remember our talk about how Ne is creating using the blood of the black class? Well, when we mix Sho with the black's blood plasma, we create this black liquid. What? I mean, it's almost like stronger Sho, right? Like, you're mixing a bunch of colors into the plasma. Well, like, black is just like a lot of colors mixed together. About 20 years ago, Ne was a solution that had only been tested inside test tubes. To be precise, it wasn't called Ne then. It just had an identification number. One day, an infant from the Yellow showed symptoms of Haku. Oh, was that him? I guess they thought he wouldn't survive. They injected him with a solution to test his effects. The infant developed a high fever, then fell into a coma. Then the Haku began to spread. The doctors gave up, assuming the solution had no effect and death was inevitable. But the following day, the infant with white skin, golden hair, and golden eyes was found with dark skin, black hair, and black eyes. And the Haku had disappeared from his body. In other words, I'm the first human on record to have recovered from Haku after being administered Ne. Looking at him closely, I took his hand. I see, and yet they still like, yo, just like, yeeted him to Yomi, alright. Like, even though he contributed, like, a bunch to, like, the medical advancement, even as a baby, they just did an experimental drug on him. Alright, well, I see here. I'm just happy to know that you're alive and standing in front of me like this. He gave a smile and gripped my hand in return. Sho really is an interesting substance. It's structured in a way that makes it insoluble in water or even acid. But when blended with either blood plasma or Ikimizu, it melts away. I tested the Ikimizu sample, but aside from containing Haku bacteria, it's no different from ordinary water. As for your blood... He stopped for a moment, then let out a sigh. I suppose you could say there was a reaction. What was it? I don't have all the details yet, but it's even stronger than the black. It destroyed the antibacterial substances from the other colors. Huh? I destroyed them. I guess you can say your blood is the strongest of them all. Are you serious? I gazed down at my palm. I don't see anything strange about my body. Of course, if we had the time, I could probably extract something useful from your blood. He's like, probably the best he could do is just like spin it down. Then again, I'm not sure he'll last that long. The average time from onset to death is around 2 weeks, depending on the individual. I hope we can save him. I definitely won't forgive him, but there's no way to die. Alright, he can live only if he atones for, like, what he's done. The thing is, like, if he lives, he's probably never gonna atone. Maybe there's something else we can use. The black and white blood. Ikimizu. Ah! I got it! There's something we may be able to use. What? There's a spring on Tennyo Island called Ikimizu. The spring that looks just like Ikimizu spring. Ikimizu? Yes, Ikimizu. The Iroha flower only blooms around that spring. Oh, well, if the Iroha flower has like some medicinal properties, like maybe it's like getting it from the water around that spring. If the show can melt in Shinimizu, then maybe it'll melt in Ikimizu too. Maybe there'll be some more like synergy there, because the women of the white also grew up around that spring. The only problem is, unlike the water in Yomi, the one on the island is safe to drink, so there may be no special qualities to it. But maybe it'll help in some way. No, it has to help. Let me go and get some right now. Alright, let's just swim there. What? Hey, it's night now. You're busy, right? I'll go and see Tsukiyomi to ask for his help. I'll go with you. Oh, down to Yomi. Please, Tsukiyomi, take us there on your boat. Are we really gonna go to the island?
What is of such urgency that you must noisily run down these stairs at this hour?
I don't have time to explain. Someone's life depends on it.
Unfortunately, I must finish this prosthetic arm. You may go by yourself if you wish. Wait, really?
Hang on. Wait, it's like... before you're like, no, it's too dangerous. But now you're just like, alright, go. But I heard that we need you to get past the whirlpools there.
That is a misunderstanding.
Oops, I just realized I left the window wide open. Let me close the window real fast. Hang on. Just like, there's a car revving. Why is it so loud? Huh?
Tennyo Island is protected by Goddess Amaterasu to prevent fools from landing there.
Our stunned faces made Tsukiyomi smile.
Kuroba. If there is evil within your heart, you will be pulled down into the whirlpool and perish. But if your wishes are pure, Amaterasu will answer you and open the way to the island. If you believe in yourself, go and test your faith.
No, Taifuku. Maybe the key is the mouse. Taifuku seemed very determined. Alright, we're just going to the island. I thought it was gonna be like a secret place. I never thought I'd ever try to go to Tennyo Island. Don't worry about what Tsukiyomi said. He seems to enjoy teasing people like that. I can take being teased, but I have a problem with anything bad happening to you. Don't underestimate an island girl. Even if you threw me out in the ocean, I'd just swim back to shore. But men can't live on Tennyo Island. They're abominations, right? That's pretty well known and supported in all the reports. Is the island itself gonna like somehow reject him? Right. I was taught that only women of the white are allowed to live on Tennyo Island, and that only females are born to them. I mean, the men are allowed for at least like a night, right? Kuroba rowed the boat as I squinted to look at Tennyo Island in the distance. The lunar ferry. The boat that leaves Tennyo Island during the full moon to get to Tennyo Island. But not everyone can ride the boat. Only men who received a white flower brought to them by a white mouse are allowed on the island. Huh. I wonder if the whirlpool's like, no? It's like, oh, they have the flower. That is from this island. That's like their hall pass. White mouse? Huh.
He's right. I'm one of them.
Did you hear that, Daifuku? A white mouse. What a coincidence. But can you really deliver flowers? You got lost last time and ended up at the manor.
Well, I was just curious and...
But I'm glad you were lost then. After all, that's how you came to be with me now. Daifuku climbed up out of my bag and jumped onto the bow of the boat.
If I can cross the whirlpools, I'd be the first from my clan to land on Tennyo Island.
Daifuku, that's dangerous. Come back here. Daifuku leapt back to me and jumped onto my shoulder. A white flower and a white mouse. That's interesting, but I've never heard that story before. Guess it was made up then. But it's a pretty nice story, isn't it? Like a folktale, but I mean, we heard it before, right? Tokisada's route? Like Old Man Fuso received that invitation. Here you go. Oh, she took off her flower. I gave Kuroba the Aroha flower from my cap. For me? It'll help him get past safely, hopefully. I'm guessing the flower was an Iroha flower. Just assume I'm the white mouse and take it.
Ime took my job.
Well, you should have given it to him sooner. I just had the urge to give it to you. Something from me to you. Kuroba took the flower and gave it a kiss. Oh. Many thanks. I'll use it as a charm against the whirlpools. Like, we don't even tell Akaza anything. We're just like, well, hope we don't drown out here. He's gonna be like, what the heck happened to them? Can you hear that? I can tell already that there's no way to survive being caught inside them. A dark ocean was already quite fearsome. Making matters worse was needing to get past the waves billowing like a giant snake. And after that, the raging whirlpools awaited. Well, all that to get to these ladies. You know, anything for love, right? One wrong steer and both Kuroba and I would be swallowed into the sea. Lady Amaterasu, please let Kuroba through. You're on the same boat, lady. Better pray for yourself. He is the man I have fallen in love with. I sincerely believe that Kuroba is my soulmate. I prayed with all my might. A prayer no different from when I danced on the stage on the sea. Look, the whirlpools. Ah! Oh, are they calming down? Maybe Lady Amaterasu was indeed watching over us. The whirlpool slowly began to subside. Oh, there they go. Bye. How could something like this happen? I know, it's a little magical, right? Like, should I think of like some scientific way to like describe this, but like, or like justify this? So, I mean, we just asked the whirlpool. I'm just glad you didn't drown. Let's get through before the whirlpool returns. Oh, we're like actually here. Oh. Oh, it certainly is abandoned. Right? Those are buildings. They're just like covered in foliage. In that moment, I was overcome with a flood of emotions. Joy, nostalgia, sorrow, and a strange sense of pride. I gotta admit, I wouldn't be surprised if any other strange things happened here. The island was covered in sprawling green ivy. But there was nothing scary about it. Roots and vines wound around the structures. The walls are covered from top to bottom with a thick layer of moss. No one has lived here for a while. Aw. She's like, it's really gone. As I hurriedly wiped the tears from my eyes, Kuroba gently patted me on the back. It's alright to cry. You haven't been here for years, right? We don't have time for me to cry. We need to hurry to Ikimizu Spring. Ikimizu, water found within the spring on Tennyo Island, where the sun goddess Amaterasu is said to sleep. The women of Tennyo Island use this water to purify themselves before prayer. It's not too far away. Follow me. Oh, there it is. Are those all the flowers? Like always in the background with like memories of mother. Ah! I stood in a stupor at the sight before me. Amazing. I never thought flora could grow like this. It was never like this before. There's no one around to take care of them either. They're just growing wild. I'd hoped not all the flowers had wilted since Tsukiyomi frequented the island. But the blooming white flowers grew so much wider and deeper than I could have imagined, encircling the spring as if they were a part of it. The spring does look like the one in Yomi. It's good. Did he drink it? Isn't it? It's good, but it doesn't appear different from normal water. I mean, that's how a lot of chemicals are, right? They're tasteless, they have a smell, they're usually clear. Like, there's nothing much to discern them from, like, water. He scooped some water into a test tube and examined it under the moonlight. I'm sorry. I guess it's of no help. No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. I'm sorry. You look at it closer. There's no odor to it. No ill effects when consumed. Just good, pure water. I'd love to mix it in a drink sometime. I should taking the holy spring and mixing it with alcohol, alright. Then we can celebrate with a drink when the cure is found. He continued to fill his variety of containers with water and put them into his bag one by one. I was scared last night. I decided to become a doctor when I saw a body of a person in Yomi who passed away from Haku. There was this woman, Hagino, who took care of me and Yosoga. Oh, were you guys like brothers? She fed us the best meals and I wanted her to live a happy life. But she suffered and died all alone. That's so sad. There are no doctors in Yomi, so I wanted to help fill that role. I always wanted to save someone, to bring the sickest person back to health. I wanted to save everyone and help every person live as long as possible. That's what I've always wanted, but yesterday, I wanted to see him dead. I wanted to kill him with my bare hands. That was the only thing on my mind. Guess that shows how easily goodwill and hope can disappear. I suppose you're right. I slowly dipped my hand into the spring. It was so cold and clear that I thought I could see the bottom. But now you risked your life in coming out here for Nagusa. I've always hoped for only the best too. I wanted Fuso to live a long time, and I want Yusugi to be proud of her black hair and that came from taking Ni. I don't want anyone to die. Or at least, that's what I thought. I guess we're both selfish in our own ways. Yeah. Nagusa told me that the Jade don't stand a chance against the primary colors. That the other colors on the island meant nothing. He said that to you? What Nagusa said doesn't excuse him for what he's done. But I need him to recover because there's something I want to say to him. To Nagusa? Did you get enough water? We don't have much time, so maybe we should head back. Trying to change the subject, eh? I'll tell you after you find a cure for Haku. Alright, then let's head back. Alright, you made it safely. Well, I'm going back to my lab. So you head on back to the manor, you hear? You're not gonna escort me? I will. I need to return anyway since Daifuku's with me. Gonna drop off the hamster.
We'll be looking forward to your results, Lord Kuroba.
I'll be praying from the manor that the water helps in some way. He grabbed my hand tightly as I was about to board the carriage. Oh, maybe we'll stay another night? Wait. What is it? No. It's nothing. You're lying. You have something to say to me, don't you? I'll tell you once the miracle potion's ready. And then I was like, oh, the miracle potion. I was like, Harvest Moon. Is it gonna be that kind of miracle potion? You're doing this because of what I said to you earlier. Well, get on. I'll see you later. And thanks for the rice crackers. Wonder if he was able to come up with a cure. I'll tell him about it. About why my hair changed color. Come to think of it, the lunar fairy Kuroba mentioned. It was related to Tennyo Island, but I've never heard of it before. Tsukiyomi never told me anything about it either. The moon. Suddenly I recalled something I saw in my youth. I couldn't remember her name, but there was a kind person who picked flowers with me. Unable to sleep, I stepped outside. In my mind's eye, I could see her hair. Vivid red under the moonlight. Oh. Get someone from the red. Wait. Could it be? Then it would all make sense. Did she like... It's like the equivalent of like walking in on your parents. I like it wasn't her mom, but like... It was like, oh, just saw another lady with a white hair change color. If so, then Kuroba is really... Of all the times to finally come to a realization. Here I go again. I'm gonna need my ice pack again tonight. Oh, it's so hot. Alright, next chapter. From night to morning. Oh. This is just like the passing of the time, or are we spending time doing something? Alright, it is morning. I need to rest my voice. I don't know, I feel like my voice is like very dry right now. Because like I might have like used it too much at work. Alright, well, a little bit of a calmer episode, right? It's like hopeful intentions going out. Get to see Tennyo Island, although like of course like no one lives there, but like that's what would you expect? Like none of the women of the white live there anymore. It is like very sad though, just like to see everything just like covered in plants. Like what was once probably like very bustling, full of like happy people, just like yeah, just nature just taking over. Alright, anywho. Yeah, as I was like, we're almost there. Like, I do want to get to the. Just got a few more chapters. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to record tomorrow because I want to see what happens. Alrighty, I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.